Stories, things we shouldn't say, but we're gonna laugh about them anyway. Hey, welcome to Glicks Comedy Lounge, where the jokes go wild and the laughs get loud. Hey, pull up a seat, stay all night long. Tell a crazy story, sing along to the song. Tell us how it went down. With a wild tale to tell, from the road, the stage, or a barroom hell. The crowd's getting loud and the stories get strange. Every single night the chaos rearranges. No scripts here, just the truth and the laughs, and maybe a roast if you cross Glick's path. Hey, welcome to Glicks Comedy Lounge, where the jokes go wild and the laughs get loud. Hey, pull up a seat, stay all night long. Tell a crazy story, sing along to the song. Whoa, tell us how it went down. Whoa, at Glick's Comedy Lounge. Late nights, loose mics, stories all around. You're hanging out tonight at Glick's Comedy Lounge. Hey, welcome to Glick's Comedy Lounge, where the jokes go wild and the laughs get loud. Hey, pull up a seat, stay all night long. Tell a crazy story, sing along to the song. Tell us how it went down. At Glick's Comedy Lounge.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Glick's Comedy Lounge, right here on the Nonsensical Network, the place where the drinks are imaginary and the laughs are very real. And each and every week, I am hanging out. I'm getting lucky enough to hang out with some very funny and super talented comedians. So if you like what you see here, give us a follow, give us a like, and give us a share. Bio.link/nonsensical network. All them links is there. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share. Like I said, shout out to the chatters box real quick. I don't want to forget about you guys. Wally's in there, hitting that smash, share, and like. James Ottawa in the building, and of course Scorpio's in there as always. Appreciate you guys. Anyways, enough about you guys and enough about me. We have a very funny up and coming comedian, and I promised her that we will behave tonight. That goes for you guys in the chatters box as well. So if you guys welcome in Miss Susan Horne.
Hi, hello.
We are officially live now.
I do clean comedy, but with my last name, it's questionable. Right?
I know, right? How many times has it been mispronounced? And I hope I pronounced it.
I know. I mean, sometimes I hate when people mispronounce it, but hello, yeah, it happened.
Welcome to the
doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Welcome to the lounge. I appreciate you taking some time out of your evening and hanging out with me on my new adventure here on the network with this show. So hopefully everything will go well and you won't go, man, that guy's an idiot. Or you can.
I wouldn't think that.
We were talking a little bit backstage right out the gate. You know, you are relatively new to the
I am.
stand-up world.
I've had some lucky breaks, and I'm new. I haven't done comedy very long, but I have had 4 theater shows. And my first theater show, well, actually my second theater show, I took a comedy school, and I did that because, and my story is, I got into comedy because I almost died in December of 2023. Oh, wow. And I went back to teach. I was striving for a visually impaired teacher at the time. Went back to teach, and my body couldn't handle the germs of 600 kids. And the second day I got there, I got the flu, and it went into my bloodstream. It went into pneumonia. I went to doctor, like different hospitals. They kept sending me home. Finally, the third hospital I went to, they're like, we might have to intubate, and they put me in ICU. They pulled out 4.5 liters of fluid on my right side. I was chest tubed, sent home on oxygen. I was in the hospital for 11 days. I mean, everything you could have done to you. So I'm like, here I am at 50. I'm 50. What else haven't I done that I've wanted to do? And I was a class clown in high school. And one of my good friends has been doing comedy for over 20 years in New York. And he's been on the Late Late Show and on Conan. And I'm like, we graduated together, and I was a class clown. And I was like, come on, I can do this too. So I took a comedy class after I got better enough. And the teachers had never sold out a show there. And the little theater was 158 people. We sold that show out, and I only did my first 10 minutes, and everybody's like, all right, where are you next? Where are you next? And they liked it. And it was kind of like, I have a story, and I call it, what I do is body positivity comedy. So then I got contacted like 3 days later by a big theater here in our area. And they said, can you do a show for us? And I was like, oh, wow. I mean, I've only been on stage for 10 minutes. I don't know, but I know somebody that might come help me. You know, because typically you have an opener and a headliner in a theater show. Yeah. So I called my friend Tony Deo. Have you heard of Tony?
That name sounds familiar.
He's my friend from high school. And I said, Tony, will you help me? And he's like, sure, I'll help you. And he came down, and we did a show in January. I opened for him. My show is called that, and I do different things, but the show that I've been doing in theaters is called Fat Lives Matter. And it's just about being a chunky chick my whole life, and being from the 80s. I call it the fat shaming era. You know, where nothing could be big except for your hair. Yeah. And so I do the show. It's about a 35 to 40 minute show. And I've been trying to get into some more theaters, but I've been to New Jersey with it. I've been here in Virginia doing it, and a couple different places. But yes, so but our show in January was a sellout at 385 people.
Wow.
So the first time I did the full 35, 40-minute show was in front of 385 people.
You really got thrown right into the fire.
I got thrown into the pot, and I loved it. And it's like, if you're a comedian, and anybody out there that's listening is a comedian, totally going to relate. It's like our drug. Like, you go out there, you do it. It's like, that's your hit. And you're like, I got to go get another. Like, I got to find some more shows. So then after that, you're just doing the comedy hustle. Like, okay, who's going to give me 10 minutes? Who will give me 5 minutes? Like, do you have a guest spot? You know, I say you don't do it for the money, but you do want to pay for your gas, like I said. So
yeah, exactly. I just got to have enough gas to get there and back.
Well, it depends on where it is too. Like, I was offered a possible guest spot in Nashville, and I'm like, a guest spot means you don't get paid usually. But I'm like, Nashville, if I can go, then I'll do it. If the show has enough seats sold and it's worth it, then I'll go. But it's just, you've got to decide, what's your balance? Will you go or not? What will you go for? Because when you're new, nobody knows you. And until you're like Leanne Morgan or Nate Bargatze or whatever, nobody knows who you are. And you don't get out there unless you just push yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you can stay local and kind of hope for a lucky break, or you get out there and you put yourself wherever you can. At the end of the day, I guess that's where the most important thing is, just getting out there and taking those the chances that you can take and the shots that you can without putting yourself in too much of a hole or too much in debt or anything like that. Nobody wants to be a starving artist anymore that you used to hear about back in the day.
Well, luckily, I'll say my husband's my financial backer. So I don't know about that, because he'll say, Susan, you're not going to go spend that much money to go for do a 5-minute set. And I'm like, well, So, I have a website and I have shirts and everything. I have merch for my show, because I have things that I say in my show. Like, there's Fat Lives Matter shirts that people wear. And I love it when a really super skinny chick, or, she has on a Fat Lives Matter shirt. And the guys were all saying at the last couple shows, like, where's your guy shirts?
Yeah.
You get a Fat Lives Matter shirt, but I'm working on something like I'm with a thick chick, or I love my thick chick, or something like that. But I have thick thighs and blue eyes. Thick thighs and pretty eyes, because the non-blue eye girls wanted a shirt. And then I have, if you can't tone it, you just tan it.
That's what Scorpio said in the chat. He said, I like tan fat.
It looks so much better.
Right.
It's so true. I say, we all know one thing, that tan fat looks way better than white fat. It shrivels up like bacon in the summer. I mean, it just shrivels right up.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like bacon?
I mean, yeah, it's my girlfriend / producer in the chat, and beside me over here, she's sitting over here laughing along, listening to your social media in the chat for everybody, so you guys can give Susan a follow and check out her stuff as well.
Get to my website, check it out.
Yeah, everything's there. Yeah, so from being a school teacher and then getting on stage, was there a big difference for you? Or, I mean, obviously you're doing different things, but essentially you're standing up in front of people that, I mean, I was a student once upon a time, many, many moons ago. And, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to my teacher, but, I wasn't paying to go there either. So how big of a difference is that?
Little kids are all about the same, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how big of a difference was that from going from the classroom to the stage?
Well, there's lots of days that I wanted to tell the kids to sit their asses down and be quiet. So it's really, I have refrained from using profanity in the teaching world. So now just I don't use profanity in the comedy world either. So I refrain from it there. So that's been kind of the same.
Yeah.
My dad is, like I said, my dad's a pastor. He's 89. And he came to my theater show. He's so cute. And I'm like, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying this stuff in front of my dad. So I don't say anything I wouldn't feel comfortable saying in front of my kids, because my kids, I actually homeschool in my house now. And the
Mhm.
kids I homeschool, the two little girls I have, actually I have three girls, but the two that I have the most will say, "Put me in your comedy act, Miss Susan." And they want to be in. So I have some teacher stories that, like you said, that they're in. They love it. They like it. But I wouldn't want to tarnish that reputation
Yeah,
as like parents come in here. They're not going to bring their kids to me if I'm out there throwing the F bomb everywhere.
no, exactly. Uh, do you find it hard? I don't. I mean, looking at your social media and stuff, it doesn't seem like it. But do you find it hard at all being a clean stand-up comedian?
No, not really, because the stuff that's funny to me are the stories from my real life.
Hmm.
And that's kind of authentically who I am. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I don't ever cuss or do the wrong thing. I mean, we're all just walking around here in our flesh, right? None of us are
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
but I just, I don't find it too hard because it's just stories from my life, really, or whatever.
Yeah. Oh no, exactly. And life sometimes is some of the best stories come out of life. I heard I think it was Bert Kreischer not too long ago talking about, he still does some clean sets from time to time, like he'll get hired in like corporate events and stuff like that. And they're like, don't, we want you to be Bert Kreischer, but we got to obviously keep, and he was saying that he actually enjoys doing the clean sets a little bit more than, his normal run of the mill. It's kind of a nice break, so to say.
Yeah. I mean, I would find it hard if I was not a clean comedian to flip back,
Yeah.
because it's easy to let some of those cuss words out, like once you're doing it, it's just easy. So I think that's why it's not hard for me not to, because like when I was teaching, I don't think I may have let a word slip here or there, but that gave me the refrain from doing it because I knew I couldn't lose my job.
Yeah. I can't say the same for some of the teachers I had in high school, but
I mean, how many teachers want to tell those kids to sit down and shut the hell up sometime? Every teacher can relate to that.
yeah. No, I had some teachers that didn't care and just said whatever was. A lot of like football coaches and stuff like that, but my football coach was insane. So,
Yeah.
but no, is this something that is just more like you said, you needed to find something. You wanted to find something that you hadn't done yet. Do you want to turn this into a new career, or is you just having fun with it?
what comedian wouldn't want to? Yes, I'd love to. Well, since I've done 4 theater shows, I'm like, and you find your lane in comedy, because I go to different places and I don't feel as comfortable doing bars, because I feel like they do want you to be dirty, and that's
Mhm.
fun. And there's a place for that. And here I come, little Susie Q homemaker, and they don't laugh. They don't think I'm funny. And I'm like, what's wrong? They thought that was funny at the church show, or
Yeah,
they thought that was funny at the theater. And everybody's just kind of looking at me like at the bar, like, when are you going to say something funnier? But
yeah.
it's like you find your lane. And so I really like doing theater shows. I love working with other comedians, and I'll do some local things here. I do a brewery here when I get asked to, and we're starting to try to get some more open mics. I'm here in Virginia in the Shenandoah Valley. I'm located. Good news though. I'm located right beside a national treasure. Do you know what it is that we just got?
What's that?
A Bucky's.
Oh Lord, don't even get me. I can't.
It's
I
a
can't. I can't buy into the hype. I can't, and I won't.
I didn't know if you guys know. Like, some places don't know what Bucky's are.
Yeah, we're actually here in Ohio. We are. I'm excited for Wawa.
Okay.
Um, I've had Wawa down in Florida, and I think they got great sandwiches and stuff like that. And we just got Sheets not too long. I don't know if you're familiar with Sheets. It's Pennsylvania.
Sheets everywhere, yes.
And I had no idea what Sheets was. They just started putting them in a few years back, and I was like, this place is fantastic. It's 24/7. They got food 24/7. This is awesome. But I can't buy into the hype. I call it Boosies just to irritate the people who love it. I can't buy into the hype. I've got a friend that lives out in Texas, and he swears by it. But I'm like, dude, you get gas, you go buy food, and you buy a bunch of other unnecessary stuff. $200 in there.
Yeah,
man. Crazy.
So my last theater show was like 2-3 minutes from the new Buc-ee's. So I had like a whole 5 minutes about Buc-ee's. I say like it's the Disney World of convenience stores because there's a character in there you can take a picture with, and it's people watching like hee haw and all the food. And then I always throw my thick chick in there. I was like, all the food. It's a thick chick's dream in there, But then I say, and this is so true, if you don't leave yourself a trail of beaver nuggets, you're not going to find your way back out.
Nice. I probably will break down and at least I love me barbecue, and my buddy out in Texas swears by their brisket.
Yeah.
Probably try me a little sampling of it eventually one day, but I'm not gonna get too overly excited for it. Well,
you say, well, where does your comedy come from? Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you where it comes from. This is funny. Like I said, I have a 19-year-old and a 23-year-old. A couple of years ago, my 19-year-old, he was like 18 at the time, I guess, went with his girlfriend to Hilton Head over Mother's Day. Your present, Mom, is I'm going to be gone for Mother's Day. I said, oh, okay. And then when he got home, he had come through a Buc-ee's, and he bought me a variety sample pack of fudge. And when I opened it, he had sampled every single piece of it.
Oh, no. Nice.
So he took it literally. I'm like, oh, thanks, son. Sharing is caring. So I had to put that in the Buc-ee's set because it's true. And sometimes I'll do stories on stage because I'm more of a storytelling comedian, and I'll tell stories on stage, and then later people are like, was that true? I'm like, yeah. All that stuff is pretty true.
I love comedians that are great storytellers. I mean, the jokes and the one-liners and stuff like that, that's a cool, fun little warm-up. But when you can tell a story, and you can tell a story good, especially when you're animated or whatever, I love that in comedians, and especially when it comes from real life, because
yes. Well, and that's kind of what I do. It's just like I tell stories because I don't know, I'm not really good at the little one-liners. Like, they talk about when you're a comedian, your laughs per minute, and try to get your laughs. And it's harder to get them in when you're telling stories. But the Buc-ee's set, I think everybody liked it because also I talked about like how that beaver's on everything.
Yeah.
He's on he's on shirts, hats, beach towels. They even got him on a bikini. Ladies, ever appropriate to be walking around with a bikini with a beaver on front? See, I start the line just a little bit.
You tiptoe the line. I like it.
Tiptoe the line.
Yeah.
And the girl that helps me sometimes, she's like 22, that helps me with my tutoring business in the afternoons. She said, yeah, let's leave that beaver in the bikini. I didn't put that in the show, but I said, yeah, that's funny.
That is awesome. Yeah, I like that. As a habitual line crosser myself, I can appreciate somebody that sometimes dances with that line because I just ignore it.
Like I said, I'm one of 8 kids. There was no rule following. It was survival. When you're one of 8 kids, you don't follow rules.
Yeah. I got to ask you, one of 8 kids, where did you fall in that lineup?
I am 5th. I'm the oldest of the youngest 4.
Oh,
and
so yeah.
There's 4 older, and then there's a 5-year gap and 4 younger. But get this, there's 7 girls and 1 boy.
That poor guy.
That's what they say. That's
I grew up
for us. He's great. he could be a comedian himself. We love him. And he's so funny. He loves comedians. He's like, I'll go and stay with him sometime because he can cook, and I'll stay and spend the night. He just got married a couple years ago to a girl from Brazil. And the American woman couldn't put up with him. So he got a woman from Brazil. And so we'll stay over there, and he'll stay up for hours showing me clips of different comedians. And I'm like, Joe, you could be a comedian. He's like, Susan, you're brave. I couldn't get up there and do it. So
Right.
He's been worried about me. He's like, Susan, I know. I'm just worried that somebody's going to heckle you. And he knows I'm soft hearted and like, it's going to hurt your feelings. And I'm like, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But I haven't been heckled. I'm waiting for somebody to yell out something like, yeah, you are fat or something. Because, the fat lives matter. I'm not worried about it.
No, exactly. No, I feel for your brother. I mean, I am one of I have 4 sisters, and I was the only boy. So
Wow.
Yeah. So I totally understand. Like, but you're being in the middle of 8 kids. You are in constant fight mode and fight and survival mode.
Oh my God. It was just, that's why I think, maybe that's what made me funny is because I was always fight or flight. And my parents divorced when I was like 10. So you kind of grow up really fast. And I had to mother the younger ones and learn how to just make food on barely any money, any budget we had, and make meals out of that. But we survived. So
I totally get that too. I mean, that's what I get teased a lot because I'm very much domesticated. I cook, I clean, I do laundry, all that stuff, and and then I get called a Sasquatch too by people about all my. So they, but it's like, I mean, I grew up that way. I came from a broken home. The one thing that mom taught me growing up was, if you learn anything in life, you better be able to cook at least for yourself, if not for your family. That was one thing that I'm grateful my mom taught me to do was cook, and I love being in the kitchen. So it's like my sister appreciated it too. Yeah, my sisters appreciated it too because they'll burn water.
Yeah.
So no, I can't imagine. I've watched some of your clips, I've seen some of your videos. I can't imagine you getting heckled.
Really?
I think Scorpio said it in the chat. Yeah, you just come across way too wholesome, just like this sweet little Susan up there. I got some jokes to tell y'all, and I'm gonna go.
Well, and I'm actually doing another class to get better. At the Funny Bone in Richmond, Virginia, which is about an hour and a half from me. And so the first night of class, we get up there, and my husband's actually doing it too.
Nice.
I guess he decided he wanted to try comedy too. I want him like, first I was like, don't do this. This is my thing. Like, come on, get off of it. And so, but I'm like, maybe he'll have a new appreciation for it after he gets there and tries it. But the teacher said, the teacher is a comedian too, and he has a special on Amazon, Tim Lulaz. I don't know if you. And he said, everybody says the same thing about me when I've been critiqued. They're like, okay, you have a stage presence. Well, I've probably gained more and more of that as I've done theater. But he's like, you just have something about you. It's real likable when you get up there. You're just, you're rooting for you. You're likable. And I think the audience decides in the first 2 or 3 minutes whether they like you or not.
Oh, yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah, you definitely got to win the crowd over, especially doing what you do.
And I mean, I think when you're in comedy, you're always questioning yourself, like, am I funny enough to do this? But I've been to a lot of comedy now, and everybody has a different sense of humor. And everybody's humor, like you said, like some people want the dirty, some people like the clean. I've been getting hit up a lot for senior living and assisted living homes. They want the clean, wholesome girl to come in there. So, like when I'm taking those jobs, I guess it's kind of a job. Like I'm excited to go in and I feel like I said, God's guiding this path, and He's putting me where He wants me to be. So I'm here tonight because He wants me to be here, in front of people. So anyway, just to bring joy and light to somebody else is enough.
No,
And gas money. And gas money.
And gas money, absolutely. We definitely need that. With I'm sure we've all seen the gas prices lately. So
right, I know.
I don't even look. I'm like, it's a necessity. I have to have it. I don't care what it is. No, I tell you what. I work in that environment with assisted living, nursing home, retirement village, and we get musicians that come in there, and I think they do have a comedian lined up, and the residents there, they eat that stuff up. They love it. And from what I've seen so far, that some of the people stay and chat afterwards, and they're like teenagers again. They get all excited because they got a concert down in the community hall. They're going to go see somebody perform, and they get all dressed up. And I'm like,
oh, that's so cool.
Being in that environment, I've never been around it before. I didn't know that they did so much in the retirement villages, so to say. But it's like a big deal for them.
We got a comedian coming this afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, and I think I'm going to tell them, listen, y'all think I'm a comedian. I'm undercover. Don't tell my husband. I'm just here to find a sugar daddy.
Yeah. Nice.
I'll probably have a lot of them lined up afterwards.
Yeah. Where do we sign up? There's a sign-up sheet in the back. We'll be holding interviews later.
Yes. I'll take a couple. What's your bank account look like?
Yeah, right.
I need a beach house.
Yeah. Oh, man. You're speaking my language now. Beach house.
I just got back from the beach. So I just got back Sunday night. Yeah.
We leave next Friday morning for a Florida trip, and I can't wait. I can't wait to
what beaches
down on the ocean.
Florida.
What's that?
What beach do you like in Florida?
I've only been to Fort Myers.
Okay.
What's the beach that's over by us?
We're going to Cape Coral. There's a few of them.
There's one down. We're going down to Cape Coral. But I've only been to Fort Myers Beach, and it was nice. I lived down in Charleston, South Carolina for about 10 years, and I loved our beaches there.
Yeah.
And Hilton Head's got a nice beach. I snuck down to Hilton. Yeah, I snuck down
to get to as many beaches as possible. So yes. Any producers out there that want Susan Q. Barbie to come
do shows along beaches? No, that's what I told you. I can't wait to get back down south. I can't wait to live on the coast. As I told you, I was 7 years left on my sentence, and I think I might have freaked you out a little bit. Like, God, this guy's doing a podcast for prison.
I seriously said to my husband, I said, hey, do they let prisoners do podcasts? I was like, I don't know this guy. Wait a minute.
No, just Ohio. It feels like prison sometimes, but it's just Ohio.
I'm blind. I believed it. Well, Ohio for some reason has a big comedy hub.
It's starting to really come up. Cincinnati, Cleveland scene. Columbus has always had the Funny Bone. I love going to the Funny Bone down in Columbus when I get a chance to. I've noticed in the last few years, like more and more comedians are coming through Columbus. I know one of the big ones right now is Matt Rife. He's from Columbus. He was born and raised in Columbus. So yeah, I ain't mad at it because I love comedy, and if I can get out and see more of it, I'm all for it.
Have you ever heard of the comedian Adam Minnick?
Yes. Yeah, I think I've come across him on YouTube.
So I'm working with him a little bit, maybe this summer. So he would be a headliner. I'll be an opener or a feature for him, possibly. We're working on some stuff. So he's from Cincinnati area.
Oh,
I got connected into one of the best things I've done since I've gotten started. Well, there's a couple of things that I've done. You know, when you're new, you're like, you don't know how to get going,
Yeah.
how to propel. So I've got the sellout show really helped me a lot.
Mhm.
And then I went with Tony and I opened for him in New Jersey. And that was pretty cool to go somewhere totally different.
Yeah.
In a theater up there where no one knew me. And that show went pretty well. But I did a logo and a website. And from there, and then I started, because I wanted to do merch. Like early on, I was like, I'm going to do shirts, like thick thighs and blue eyes, and all the sorts. And so I did my logo, I did merch, I did a website. But then also, like, so I kind of lost my son came in, I lost my train of thought. But that helped me. But the other thing that helped me so much is after I did my website and put my electronic press kit in my website, I applied to the Clean Comedy Collective. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a group out of Nashville.
Huh.
And they Drew Davis, and he has another founder with him. They started this group of clean comedians all over the US, and you have to meet certain criteria to get into it. And so I got accepted, and so I've made some really good connections. Because other comedians will help you, or they'll put you on a show, or they'll say, will you come with me to do this show? And so I've had some people I've talked to through the Clean Comedy Collective that clean comedians are harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that seal, you have to put, once you get into the group, you have to put the little emblem or their logo embedded into your website.
Oh, wow.
So people will know that you're a clean comedian. And what I heard after that is clean is green. If you're clean, you get more work, which I don't know if that's true or not, but you can get more like corporate jobs and theater jobs and things like that.
Yeah, it really kind of locks in your targeted area. It sounds like, where you can perform and whatnot, where you would prefer to perform and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Easier. And for those places, a lot of those, big companies and stuff, that they want to get in a comedian, and it's, I can just go to this website right here, and here's a list of all the clean comedians, and I don't have to really that much work, So.
Well, the girl that found me today, she booked me for her senior living community. She said, I just asked ChatGPT. And I was like, great. ChatGPT is it's like my therapist, my lawyer, my dietitian, my plastic surgeon. It's my booking agent. I love it.
ChatGPT. I'm sorry, ChatGPT. I got to give you a name because I just disrespect you all day. I can never get its name right. Has become my best friend.
I know.
All my logos, my thumbnails, everything for shows, random conversation that I want to have. And it's crazy because being AI, the ChatGPT kind of gets to know your personality.
It does.
And me and my ChatGPT have a tendency to talk smack back and forth to each other from time to time.
It's so weird how it knows you. And today, the lady at the senior living, she said, well, I want to make a flyer. Do you just want me to put Fat Lives Matter? And I said, no, because I'm not going to go do the whole Fat Lives Matter. I'm going to do some other stuff. I'll do I've got to be new. I've got a lot of material. I could do my marriage stuff, my boy mom stuff, my teacher stuff. I've got a true story about after I lost 80 pounds one time. I was asked to go on a horseback riding trail with one of my students, and I did. And I'm in the middle of the pack, and the horse falls down with me on it.
Oh, no.
The only time. And I'm like, I'm 80. I lost 80 pounds. I won't kill this horse. And I say, ladies, that's the goal. Not to run a marathon, not to get into that beaver bikini, just not to be a livestock liability.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I was a livestock liability.
Oh no.
But I might do that story. But anyway, I told her, I said, no. So I asked ChatGPT, I was like, what's a good show name that's different than Fat Lives Matter? And it kept giving me names until I found, what I wanted. It's like, so we named it Clean Curvy Comedy. I'm like, I like that too. I like that too. That may be, but I kid my sisters and I say, guys, I got 3 tours set up. I've got Fat Lives Matter, Thick Thighs and Blue Eyes, and Skinny Ain't Worth It. Those are my 3 tours.
There's a theme there. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Well, everybody's trying to get skinny with the GLP-1 shots.
Yeah.
And I make fun of the GLP shots because I've done them, and I know how dang miserable you are when you're shooting up. You're miserable.
Well, no doubt. I'm just much like yourself. I've always been a big guy, and I'm just look. This is how it's going to be. I've been that guy where, I spent 6 days for 2 or 3 hours a day in the gym, and I lost weight, but I was still a big guy.
Right.
Like, what the hell? So yeah, I get that. Yeah. I love that you just kind of embraced it and owned it, and now you're kind of beginning a new career with it. And
and people say to me, Susan, if you lose weight, what will you do with your comedy? I'm like, I got other stuff too, guys.
Well, I was going to ask you.
But I will tell you, I would love for some more. People need to hear the whole Fat Lives Matter show. And I would love to get into some more theaters. If anybody's listening, I can do 35 to 40 minutes on stage. And it's so relatable. And like people will come up to me and tell me what they liked about it. Like, oh, that is so true. Like I talk about like how you go to the restaurant, you have to stuff yourself in the booth and you're so worried. Like in the booth, you're like, if you just called and asked if the booth would budge a little bit, you wouldn't be jammed in here with your fat friends. You would ask your skinny friends to come along, because you can't move the booth if you're both big people here. And then I talk about how your bra's your doggy bag for the night. And if you'd have known your bra was going to be the doggy bag, you'd have worn the one with the bigger cups. And so anyway, people are like, that's so true, like different things. And it's really relatable. Mm-hmm. And so I would love for some more people to hear it because it's funny, because it's real. It's real life.
No, and I think, like I said earlier, sometimes that's the best comedy is real life. And I was gonna ask you, but you kind of just already answered that right out the gate, about writing and if it's hard. But I mean, you did one 10-minute thing, and then bang, here's almost an hour's worth for you.
Yeah, really, I know. Well, in this new class I'm doing at the Funny Bone, because we think, you hear the Funny Bone and you're like, wow. And yeah, I'm paying for the class, but I get a show at the end. So I've got a website. I'm like, hey, I get to put on my website, I'm at the Funny Bone, Yeah. So at this class, I told the guy, I was transparent, the teacher. I'm like, listen, I've done some comedy because everybody else has not done comedy. And I've done comedy. I've got a website, I got a logo, like all this stuff. I said, but I want to get better. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're real and you're dedicated and you love it, you just want to try to get better. And they say getting up and doing reps and being on stage is the best way to get better. So he told me, he said, okay, that's fine that you've done comedy, but you can't use any of your other material you've used before. So he's stretching me to write, and it's good because each week he gives us like 5 topics and we pick 3 to write on. And so far I've been able to come up with, it's all real life, Yeah.
And that keeps you from getting, the quote unquote blinders on. Like, okay, I've got these 3 sets and they work, so I'm not going to change them, and then that way you're able to go back to some of these places and, people want to come back, they want to see something different. They don't want to see the,
especially if you're a local comedian, like my show that was $385. And then I had a show last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, March the 6th. It was only like maybe 30 minutes away from the last show. And I didn't have as many people come out. We still had over 100 people, I think, at the theater, But I think it's because people saw me in January. They're thinking, oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw her show. And I'm like, no. But there's a piece of Fat Lives Matter in most of my stuff. And that's what the household names do too. I mean, you'll hear their stuff like embedded and you're like, oh, I love, but you think you're like, oh, people are like, oh, they've heard this. But no, you jab your friend or whoever you're with, like, oh, this is good. I've heard this one.
Yeah.
You want to hear it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all the big name ones, they have their. It's like going to see, if I go see, the Eagles, of course you want to hear the hits, but
Right.
they're like, oh hey, by the way, we just put out a new album last year. Well, I want to hear the new stuff, but give me the classic stuff as well,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm not here for just the new stuff.
So I'm always like trying to get new stuff, and there's things that I haven't done. Like I say, I'm always like, is this too edgy to do? Because I'll have private parties and I'll do a little bit of edgy at a private party or something.
Mhm.
So I did my friend's private party back when I first started, and I wrote a set about going to have a breast lift consultation. And that's got some stuff that would be edgy for like a church or maybe even a theater, but it would probably work in a bar, or it would work in an all women's comedy club. Like
Mhm.
there's a group of women that they're doing an all women's show that I may be able to help, get on the set. That would work with a ladies laugh lounge type thing.
Mhm.
So there's stuff that I still haven't done that I would love to try. And sometimes then they're like, well, you got to try material before you put it out on stage. Sometimes you just throw something out there and see how it lands,
I am a big fan of let's just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Yeah, I am a very big fan of that. That's how I spend most of my life.
Yeah, just go with the flow.
Yeah. Rip from Yellowstone, he had that line, and it was like, F it.
Yeah.
He was like, F it,
Yeah.
really? He's like, yep. And I like that.
Well, I was always so planned and prepared, I think, more because of my teacher background and everything, and being a mom. But once I almost died, it changes your perspective of life and like, live, go for it, go do it, go have, you don't know how much time we have left here, and just go do it. So that's what I'm kind of like. People are like, wow, do you get nervous? Like, that's one of the number one questions I'll get, like coming off a stage, and I'll talk to people in the lobby. They'll say, how do you do that? Do you get nervous? And I'm like, yeah, I get nervous, but it's not going to stop me from doing it.
Exactly. It's if you're doing something you really enjoy and something you love, you'll push back the nerve. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for the last few years now, and especially the shows where I have guests on, I still get nervous every show. I sit here half the show with my legs going 100 miles an hour under my desk. Yeah. But I've been very fortunate and very lucky in the guests that I've had, that I haven't had a bad guest yet. Right. It was like, I kind of want one at one point just so I can have the experience. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think many people in my situation could say what I've, say that.
Right. You don't want that. I know.
The nerves are good. They're good nerves at the end of the day. And like you said,
care about it. You want to do a good job.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, you had that near-death experience. That absolutely 100% changes your mindset, because it's like,
it does.
All the things I want to do, I could have never done. Now, yeah, screw it, I'm doing it.
I wish I could change my husband's mindset. Like, I don't know how we could give him he's had near death too. Like, he almost died from COVID. But I'm like, let loose of the pocketbook a little. Let loose of the money.
Yeah. Come on, Ebony.
He said, I'm going to stop taking you to the beach, because every time we go, you start looking at beach houses in different places. Like, why can't we get a beach condo? I'm like, I'm not selfish. I just want a beach condo. I'd even take a 1-bedroom condo. I mean,
yeah, the kids are grown. You don't need a lot of room now,
And I'll rent it out to other people.
Yeah.
Then I'll flip it and get a bigger one. That's my dream, you know.
I tease my kids all the time. You know, once my son turns 18 and then I go back down south, I'm getting a 1-bedroom apartment or a shanty on the beach. And that way you guys can't come stay. I don't have room. You can't come back home. You can come visit, but you got to get a hotel. They're like, shut up, Dad. You know that's not going to happen. I'm like,
Well, in the summer, I don't come out of the sun. I don't think God would have given me this kind of skin if I wasn't supposed to be at the beach or living at the beach.
all right.
Because I've got really good skin. I get really tan really quick. I'm really lucky. Because if I had all this and it was pasty white, I'd be so depressed. But at least, right, Scorpio, at least if it's tan, it's prettier.
Yeah.
So,
That is
but
awesome.
yeah, so I just think that I was supposed to be at the beach because God gave me the skin. Either
Yeah.
a beach or on a yacht as a trophy wife, one of the two.
Yeah, I've often thought about being a trophy husband before. They're
Well,
gonna
my
be
husband says that I am a trophy wife. I'm just participation trophy.
oh man.
See, he thinks he's funny too. That's why he wants to do comedy. But he's only funny because he picks on me. That's
Yeah,
it.
you gotta have a starting point, you know.
Yeah.
My girlfriend tells everybody that she has a squatch. So she told her
Yeah.
parents that she was moving in a couple weeks ago, and I'm just out there picking up couches by myself and swinging them around. And she's like, "Okay, that's my squatch. He has it. At
That's
least
it.
I'm doing something."
And you can cook.
Yeah,
She's saying.
yeah, I can cook and move things. So no, you kind of mentioned earlier, like the open mics and stuff. Do you enjoy going to open mics?
No.
You are the first comedian
I
that told
get
me that.
better at going to open mics because that's where that's where you try your new material. And
Yeah.
I have a group of comedians here that I go. We have a group in one of their houses, and they call it Basement Comics. That I don't mind because we're all comedians, but I need to go. Like, we're starting another open mic here where we are because it's not like New York or New Jersey or Boston where you have like place after place. Like, one of my friends is a comedian in New York, and she's always like, "Oh, you should come up." She goes to open mics all the time, and she has those opportunities. We don't have those opportunities. So I'm gonna push myself to go more. And it's really usually, there is one here in town, but it's usually a really dirty, like it's really dirty comedy.
Mm.
And so when I get up there again, that's probably why I don't like it. Because when I get up there, I look like Susie Q Homemaker, and nobody thinks I'm funny.
Yeah, you're definitely the oddball out. You know, somebody's up there doing some kind of raunchy joke, and then you come up and you're just like, do do do, you know.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? What is this lady doing?
Yeah,
What
what are you talking about? Yeah. I mean, they laugh at some of my stuff. They do laugh, but I always feel like they're not going to like me. So I get in my own head.
Yeah.
You know, if you get in your own head, you ruin yourself.
You are. We are. Yep. We are our own worst enemies and our own worst critics. Yeah. I had to stop watching replays of the shows because I would watch and I'm like, oh, why did I say that? Oh, why didn't I say it? And then the next show, all that's in my head. And then I find myself, getting derailed or fumbling or stumbling around and just making it even worse. So I was like, nope, I won't even, it's a live show. Whatever happens at the end of the day. If people are watching it and they enjoy it, that's all that matters.
Right.
So,
and that's how comedy is. It's live. You're up there live. And if you forget, like right before every time I go on the stage, I'm like, oh, what if I forget what comes next? Like, I know my set, I know my material. And when you know it, you don't get as nervous. But I always start psyching myself out. Like, what if I forget something? But the only person that knows your material really is you. And so, yeah. And that is hard too, to watch yourself back. Like, it's a necessary evil. You have to watch yourself back to get better and be like, okay, I wish, but that's hard for me. I don't like watching myself back.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the great things about the opportunities for the open mics for you guys. And I mean, as a fan of comedy, I'm not a comedian in no way, shape, or form. You know, you get to see you guys in almost your realest, rawest form if you go to those like shows, because you're some are out there still learning their stage presence, trying to figure out who they are, where they're going as a
I
comedian.
think we all are. I think we all
Yeah.
are. Like, you will change. Even the greats like change. They, you change your style or a joke, or you're always doing something different. That's
Yeah,
how I
exactly.
feel.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a very good friend of mine down in Florida has become like the new, like Tampa has become like the new New York and California
Yeah,
comedy,
true.
and it seems like every night they've got an open mic somewhere in that Tampa area,
Right.
and he's like, I love it because he's a little bit of a loose cannon, anyways, and he says some of the most crazy stuff. But he's like, I love it because I can go be crazy, and if I find a
Right.
couple of jokes that land, then I can save them, and if they don't, then oh well, there's like 10 people there that I may never see again.
Right.
So,
Exactly. True. It's like if you take your best jokes, like that's how you find out if it's funny. But truly, sometimes you'll think something's really good and it'll work somewhere, and then it won't work somewhere.
yeah.
It depends on your audience every time.
Mm-hmm.
It really
I think
does.
yeah, just that comes down to the everybody's different. What I might find funny, my girlfriend might not find funny.
Right.
Vice versa. So yeah, it's kind of finding that happy medium of knowing what works, and even areas. I mean, you could kill in Virginia, and then you go to Iowa, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we get it. You're fat now. Okay, now
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
yourself. Like, okay, do something else."
Yeah. Everybody's corn fed out there. They like,
Yeah, we're all fat here in Iowa. We get it.
um, that's how I was really worried about New Jersey, because it's like, they might not understand me. And like, so when I open, like when I do a theater, if I'm somewhere totally different, I open differently with what I
Mhm.
say. And I say, you guys might not think we're very woke in the South, but we are, because we say y'all, and y'all covers all the pronouns. And so, they like that. It covers he, she, him, her, they, me, it, whoever you want
Yeah,
to be today, tomorrow, next
yeah,
Friday. We got you
yeah.
covered, you know?
Exactly. You're not gonna hurt anybody's feelings with that one.
Right.
So far, fingers crossed. Well,
Yeah. I was like, oh, they like that. But, and I was like, are they going to understand me? Because I'm so Southern. And I said, we say bless your heart. We say it a lot. I had to like do a little bit of interpretation before I started my set of things I'll say, but that they don't say up there. So,
yeah.
but when
No.
I left the theater and we went to a restaurant. The restaurant was near the theater, and there were some people that were at the show. And when I was leaving the restaurant, they started clapping, and they're like, "Yay!" And they're like, "You did so good." And these women were talking to me, and they're like, "Oh, we loved it." Like, women really relate; they really like
Yeah.
it, and they say, "Well, you're brave to get up there and talk about the stuff that a lot of people wouldn't talk about, like not being able to click your seatbelt on the airplane.
Yeah.
That's really bad." And so they're like, "You got to keep doing it." And I said, "Okay, I hear you." Because sometimes I'm getting ready for a show, and I'm like, I'm 52. I'm 53 now. Just turned 53. Why am I running around all over the place doing this? I could be sitting on my couch watching Netflix. And
Yeah.
again, like I said, I feel like the Lord gave me a platform, and I do, like, when I leave the stage, I say, I'd like to give God the glory for this tonight, because Jesus saved my life 2 years ago. Jesus saved me twice, and that's how I walk off the stage. And
Yeah.
they kind of ask me about that, and it gives me away. Those are two people I wouldn't have been able to share with if I had
Yeah.
sat on my couch that night. So,
Mhm. No, and I love the fact that you, anymore, and I won't say all women in comedy, but you see a lot of women in comedy that are almost trying too hard and they try to keep up with a man or men or whatever, and sometimes they're unnecessarily too vulgar.
Yes, I agree.
And it loses that, like, being vulgar is one thing, but when you just are just really getting after it, it's not funny anymore. It's just kind of gross to watch. And it's also kind of sad because there are some women in comedy that I think are freaking hilarious. But then you go see them at live or something, it's just like, oh, this is terrible. Like, why did I just spend my money?
Like, okay, so like, and that's the case. Like, I went to see Leanne Morgan, and you never think she's bad, and she's clean. She's always funny because she's just funny. It's just she's just being who she is. She's not trying too hard. And so, when you're new at this, people will say to you, "Oh, Susan, you sound too rehearsed," or "You sound too you're doing too much theatrical," or then I'd have somebody say, "You got to be more theatrical." And I'm like, wait a minute. This person's telling me this person's telling me that. I'm like, you know what, Susan? Just go be you.
Yeah.
Don't listen to all the voices because I'm going to be who I am. And what I've heard is, Susan, you're really likable. So that's what I'm going to keep doing, you know? Yeah.
I think when people are true to themselves on stage, it adds an extra element. And it adds an extra, it's going to make you want to go back and see them again.
Yes.
When they're real or they're genuine, you could almost tell when somebody's trying too hard or not being themselves. And I was going to ask, are you very animated on stage? Are you very all over?
I think I'm somewhere in the middle, and like even our teacher at the Funny Bone, he said, you don't have to get up there. Like he was talking to somebody else. He said, you don't have to get up there and do all that dancing and singing around. And I'll sing a lyric or so in a song and some of my stuff because I just do. I'll sing and dance a little bit, but I'm like somewhere in the middle. I'm not. I think in my normal day conversation, people have told me, Susan, you're pretty animated because I have one of my friends does facials and she's in aesthetics. And I said, man, I like a little Botox up here and around my eyes. Said, well, you could probably do a little bit, but don't do too much because you're animated and you don't want to take that animation away when you're talking. But I'm like, okay, I could do a little bit. That's why I say to ChatGPT, hey, show me what I'd look like with a little Botox. And I'm like, really? And then I'll say, really? Would I look that good?
ChatGPT would never lie to you.
And my husband's so against it. He gets so mad when I'm like, look what I'd look like. He's like, I'm not even going to look at it. I'm not even gonna look at it. He's only against it because it costs money, right?
Yeah, probably. I should try that with ChatGPT. What would I look like if I was all muscle? And because I always argue with it because it's like my beard's not long enough. It doesn't have enough gray in it. They don't look like me. Do it right, ChatGPT.
This is crazy. I mean, ChatGPT, people will say, Susan, like, if I get bored at night, I hate because I don't pay for it. I'm not going to pay and it'll say, you've met your limit. You cannot do any more images until tomorrow at whatever. And then it comes back in and says, it gives me a notification. Okay, we can do more. But I'm thinking if they'd have had ChatGPT 24, 25 years ago, okay, when I was pregnant with my oldest son, my face was paralyzed on one side. I had Bell's palsy. I'm like, I've said he's on my nerves since before he was born. But like, I could have saved myself the trouble of pregnancy, Bell's palsy, stretch marks if I'd have had ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because I said, we don't have any girls. So I said to it, I took a picture of me and my husband together. And I said, what would our teenage daughter look like? Isn't that creepy?
Yeah,
and
right.
So it showed me, and I'm like, oh, I could have just said we had a baby, like put pictures of myself out pregnant, walked around with a fake pregnancy belly on, had this fake baby, and oh, I can't bring her, she's sick. Oh, I sent her away to boarding school. Oh, I could have had this whole child that didn't exist if I had Chat GPT.
a whole nother life that
A whole nother life.
Yeah.
Like,
See, ChatGPT, you could have your beach life right now. At least on social media, everybody would think you had this
really
big
doesn't go
beach
to the
house.
beach much as she puts on Facebook. You don't know what's real on Facebook anymore. You just
No,
don't know.
you don't. No, that's the thing, man. People's lives on Facebook are so much better than what they really are.
Well, so it's so funny this winter. Well, this summer when I first started comedy, one of my good friends is a photographer, and she's like, "Okay, Susan, we're going to go do a photo shoot because I needed headshots and stuff." So I was like, "Okay." We did this hot. My colors are like the hot pink or whatever that I keep doing, and so we did the pictures, and then she's like, "We're going to do it in your bathing suit because I have I name all my sets, and the one's called If You Can't Tone It, You Just Tan It." And so the whole pool set about coming out in your bathing suit and on the pool deck. And so she said, "You're going to take a picture I've got these pictures in my hot pink bathing suit." Now there's a couple that I've put out there, like of me in the float or me with the flamingo float. But so then this winter I did a picture on AI of me laying in the snow on my stomach in like flannel pajamas. Well, everybody thought it was real. It really did look like me. But everybody's like, "When did you?" Because we had just had snow.
Yeah.
And "When did you go get pictures?" Like they think because I did the summer layout,
Yeah,
I did the winter layout. I was like, "That's not real."
She's a big time celebrity.
Like, everybody that was saying under the comments, like, "Oh, that looks so good. Oh, those are so good. Oh, Susan, you're so pretty." I'm like, "Thanks. Thanks."
Thank you. Cheers.
I'm not telling them.
I'm not. Yeah. I really got to try that now. I've never once thought about like, hey, ChatGPT, what would I look like? I'm gonna post that on social media. Be like, yeah, I've been working out
tonight. Go on ChatGPT. What would I look like? No, it's so bad because I'll say, "Okay, what would I look like if I lost 40 pounds?" I'm like, not getting crazy here. I'm like, 40 pounds. And it'll show me a picture. I'm like, that's not 40 pounds. That's like 80 pounds. But I told my friend, I said, we get some cold weather here in Virginia. I said, we should do that. Like, we should put ourselves out there like in October of our like really good ChatGPT photo where we look like we've lost like 50 pounds. And then when we come out in like April or May, like, man, it was a hard winter, like the real us.
Right. I had to put my insulation back on. It was cold.
The Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies didn't work this year.
Yeah.
They were making me thinner.
Right, exactly. What's up, Truck? Yeah, no. We were talking a little bit, and I seen on your social media, you've kind of become a little bit of a local celebrity. Yeah, a local celebrity in your area.
I'm trying. I had 2 appearances on the news, but it was like the news did a really good job. They spun it and it was true. Like, lady she dives into life after she almost died and tries something new. And so that was really, how it's really about getting my story behind why I started comedy out there so late. And it's never too late. Just try something new. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of them feel good pieces. One of those.
Yes. It was Feel Good Friday. That's what it was.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. No, I mean, like with the sets that you do and stuff, and like you said earlier, God, women got to lose their mind for that, to see somebody that's real. You're older, so it's like you're not trying to be. You're not. You're just like, screw it. This is me, and you know.
And you know what? It feels. I won't say a cuss word. It feels so damn good not to be like,
oh, potty mouth.
I know, not to be like, and there are days like my husband will tell you I'm not like this all the time. Like, oh, I wish I was skinnier. I still do that to myself. Oh, I wish I was prettier. I think we do that to ourselves. Men don't do that. Like, I don't think they do. But women,
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Some of us do.
Yeah.
But also, we get over it real quick because we could just throw on a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt and a backwards ball cap and walk out of the house and go,
That's right.
"Mine's really good today."
That's right. But it does feel good just to be like authentically who I am, you know?
And they can relate to that, and they can and in some ways look up to you and go, "Hey, she's doing her thing. I don't
Yes.
gotta kill myself in the gym or shoot myself up."
Right.
And, like you said, Ozempic and whatever else. These medicines were designed for a purpose, and it wasn't to lose weight.
No, I know. What are we doing? Nobody knows what we're doing to ourselves.
No.
Stop shooting up if you don't have to. You know?
Yeah, no, just try to
go ahead.
Try to live right, try to eat right. You don't have to be 85 pounds to be. I mean, that's not healthy at all, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Well, that's what I say too in my set. Like in the 80s, like it was so bad. Like that's why the women today have this in their brain, because in the 80s it was so bad. Like, oh, you're fat if you're not 110 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get that in our head as we grow up. We put these lies, we tell these lies to ourselves, and we keep going through life. But that's what I always tell my girlfriends. I'm like, listen, at some point it changed. And I realized it changed when I started driving for the gal who was visually impaired.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of my best friends now. I love her. She's 20. She was 25 when I started working with her, but she is so wise beyond her years because she grew up with this disability, but she still has a master's degree. Her mom died when she was 8 months old. So she just really helped me a lot, although she was so much younger than me. Like, Sis, do you know how great you are? Do you know how beautiful you are? Like, she just fed that into me after I had been living in an all-boy house. Oh, my God. I had been beaten down, and so she kept building me up. But she was not she's not a stick skinny girl, but she's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
She owned it. And she would walk out in her little tight jeans with her crop top and go out. And she was just, and I would tell you, she was visually impaired. So she didn't know when I would be like her wing woman. Before she was married, I was like, girl, all these men are looking at you. And I was like, hey, guys like thick chicks.
Yeah.
Great news.
We really do. Yes, ladies, we really do. Don't let them lie to you.
Yeah, and so I say that in my set. I say, well, in the 80s, it was called fat. And that was mean. And then it went to full figured. It's like what we called it. And then we called it plus. But plus what? Plus an extra plate of the all-you-can-eat buffet. And then I say, I don't know, a few years ago, or who I have to thank for this, whether it was Sir Mix-a-Lot, who wrote, I like big bucks, that's why I sing it. Or it was Kardashians, or perhaps it was Meghan Trainor, who fled the fat camp. But before she did, she's saying it's all about that base. Because I loved her because she was owning it. And then she left, and then I said, I woke up a few years ago and they started calling all of this thick and curvy. And I was like, that just sounds so sexy. So that's why I put the shirts. All of my shirts have the thick and curvy girl on it. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I've being a big guy, I've always been a fan of the thick and curvy, I guess you could say, because I like to eat, damn it. I don't want to go out with somebody who's afraid to eat. Like, no.
You don't want to be with a girl who's hungry and grumpy and really bitchy. Yeah. You just don't.
Yeah.
Just eat that.
Where's the fun in that? You're always hangry. What's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah.
Eat a cheeseburger. You'll be happy.
Always hungry. I'm like, eat, honey. I went to the beach with a couple of years ago with two of my sisters. One just never ate, and the other one the one would drink protein shakes and never eat. The other one would just constantly run. I'm like, I'm with the wrong sisters. I'm mad and I'm hungry. We need it.
You guys go do whatever you're doing. I'm gonna be at the. I'm gonna
like,
be.
good thing I made my chicken salad and brought my wheat thins, and I was eating that. I was like, but like I say, skinny ain't worth it. It's not worth it.
It's too much of a hassle. Who wants to go through life angry and
Well,
hungry?
and like you said, like some women look like, I didn't know, like women are like, Susan, you're brave. But we have a pool in our neighborhood, and when I got out of the hospital, one of my best friends in the neighborhood brought me a shirt that said, "You're going to be at the pool this summer. Don't worry, you're getting better." And she brought me a shirt that said the mayor of Poolsville, because I'm always down there. And so that year, there's the same people that come that I know from the neighborhood. And then this year, one of the girls came up to me, and she's a thick chick too. And she said, you always wear your bathing suits without the skirt on them. And I thought, you know what? Susan looks good in those bathing suits. I'm going to wear a normal bathing suit too. And I'm like, and she's come to like almost all my shows and bought the shirts. And I'm like, yeah, who cares? Wear whatever bathing suit you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to be comfortable in your own skin, own it. Like you said, just own it.
You think everybody's looking at you? No, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They care.
Exactly. They got their own problems.
That's right. So this summer, I was so brave to wear a bathing suit with the middle cut out a little bit. And so I say, like, I have all the bathing suits, and I say, I even have one with the tummy cut out, just like Winnie the Pooh, reaching for his honey pies. And everybody always laughs at that. But then I say, but unlike Winnie, y'all, I do wear my bottoms.
Yeah.
Because all the cartoon characters that we have our kids looking up to, if you think about it, they don't wear pants.
Well, there's a whole thing called Porky Piggin, and that's where you wear just a t-shirt and no pants. I mean, whether you have boxers or underwear or whatever underneath it, or nothing at all, whatever your choice is. But if you just have the t-shirt on, that's a saying that, you're Porky Piggin it.
I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah.
I have to use that.
we joke all the time about I don't wear pants when I do the show. I do wear pants, I promise you, but we joke that I'm like, I do this show pantless. Every show I do, I have no pants on.
I know, that's what I said to you today. I was like, hey, you're going to be able to see me? Because I got to put some makeup on. Because when I teach here in my house, and I honestly, since we got home from the beach Sunday, I have not been out of this house since Sunday evening. So I gotta go out tomorrow.
I wanted to tell you, don't worry about it. You'll be beside me. You don't have to worry about anything. But then I was like, I better not do that because she already thinks I'm in prison. So
yeah.
Waiting for my cellmate to stick his head over here on the camera. What's up?
Are you sure? Wait a minute.
I promise I'm in my own house. Trust me, I've seen enough TV and movies that have steered me clear of prison.
Yeah.
I'm far too pretty for prison.
I know. You wouldn't survive. I wouldn't survive there. I don't look good in orange at all. So I would not survive.
Can I get a pink jumpsuit, please?
Well, I have raised 2 boys, and there were some days that 2 hots and a cot might have been better than what I was going through.
You know what? Kids in general, I got 3 of them myself. Trust me, I have woken up some days and been, man, even just for the weekend, what can I do to go spend the weekend in county? It's not too bad. It's probably pretty easy to do a weekend just to get away, or Baker Act myself or something, just so I can get a little mini vacation.
Well, they do bring you food. I mean, that's better than what I got. Nobody's bringing me food. Meals. It might not be that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Might not be a bad gig at all.
Well, my husband, somebody asked us one time, what was our secret? Because we've been together for 36 years. Because we were high school sweethearts, but we've been married for 26 years. And somebody said, what's your secret? And he said, there's no secret. We're both just terrified of the death penalty in the state of Virginia.
Nice.
Like, you can have that one. I have a marriage set and I don't have it in there. I was like, you can have that one.
Speaking of your husband, if he does decide to pursue the comedy, if it's something that he enjoys, would that be something that you guys would try to do together and sell it as a husband and wife thing? Or were you like, no, you do your own shows?
Yes.
Fine.
But that's what the teacher told us in class. It's fine that y'all are both doing this, but I don't want anybody to know y'all are married. Of course, that's stupid because a lot of our friends will be there. But when you do it, don't. But there's a group, the people I took the class under, they're a husband and wife team, and he'll host a lot of times. He said, well, I want to do a host thing for you. So it's like, if we rent a theater, I could host it. We know enough comedians. We could do our own show. And I'm like, no, when I'm on the stage, I don't want you out on stage. Like, okay, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how he does in class.
Yeah.
But I will say that, like, I'm always working on my material, and I'm like, have you done any of your work yet? Are you working? He's like, no, Susan, I've got other things. I've got a real job. And I get so mad. I'm like, I've got a real job too, but I love writing comedy so much that I'm always like, oh, I'll just start writing stuff down. But that's how you have to do it. When you think of something, you can't not write it down as it comes to you, because you'll think you remember, but you won't.
Oh yeah, that is so true. I've got literally, and I'm old school, so every once in a while I remember. Oh, I can put notes in my phone.
I know.
I have two notebooks sitting beside me on my desk because things will pop up during the show, or a guest or something will say, oh, you should check out this person, or have you, like you did, and I'm over here scribbling away before I forget.
Yeah.
My best friend, he's in the chat, Pierce, he does a couple shows here on the network as well, that when I die, his number one job before anybody else can get here, he has to come burn these notebooks. Not because there's anything bad in them. It's just going to make me look like a lunatic because it's just shorthand ramblings of a madman that will make no sense to anybody. And my family's going to go, what in the world was wrong with him?
True. But there's worse things that somebody needs to hide from me. So no, stuff. Yeah.
No, I like. There's nothing. You know, there might be a couple bad things in there, but there's nothing too terrible. It just makes me look crazy.
Well, I did think you were in prison, so
there's that. I guess I should try to reword things. You know? But
I was like, I don't know this guy. Maybe he is in jail. I haven't looked him up.
Hey, you know, jails have changed a lot since, you know, we get a lot of, it's like a nice 5-star hotel around here.
Yeah. Really?
Nope, just stuck in Ohio. You mentioned earlier the all-women comedy ensemble.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. Are you guys all clean? Is this something that you are already actively participating in? Or are you trying to?
Not yet. I'm hoping the lady the comedian who does this, she's been doing a show in Cary, North Carolina called the Ladies Laugh Lounge.
Okay.
And it's been selling out there. And she's actually taken it to Nashville at the end of March. That's why she said, well, if we got enough tickets sold, you're welcome to come do a guest spot. But that would have to be enough tickets for me to say, hey, it's worth me. Right now, airline tickets jumped up so much because it's like a 9-hour trip for me. I would want to fly. But we're hoping to get the Ladies Laugh Lounge here in Virginia and be able to do that show. It's all clean comedians. And we, the marketing for the show is it's a woman-related show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think ladies like to come with their girlfriends and do a night out, and so we're hoping, and she's hoping to get it into some more theaters and more places as well. She, like I said, she's in Nashville, and I think she's got another one at a theater in North Carolina this summer. So I'm hoping to work with her. I've just been trying to, find some a big part of this business is networking.
Oh yeah. No, that would be so cool. I have a very good friend of mine. She's a musician, and they're out in LA, and they've done the last 2 years Women Rock LA.
Oh,
And
cool.
it's all female musicians. They have female DJs and comedy acts, and like in between musicians and stuff like that. And the crazy thing about it is I've actually got to help promote it the last couple of years, which is wild. Like, I love it. The ladies are amazing. They're great musicians. But I like seeing that, that kind of, we're gonna, you're in a field in entertainment that is male dominant.
It is.
And to see a group of funny women get together and do a show together is awesome. I hope it works out. I hope it kind of pans out. She's able to do it more.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It hopefully, but it is such a male dominated industry. I did not realize until I got into it how male dominated, and I don't know why that is. Like, one of my friends that is a female comedian in New York told me it's a belief that women aren't funny. I said, I've never heard that. I think women are just as funny as men are, and I don't know why it's such a male dominated. Maybe it does take a lot of courage, and there's not that women aren't brave to do it, but it does take a lot of guts. And I think we feel like we get in our heads so much more than men do. Like, we start feeling like we're judgy. And that's what I want to be able to do, is if I ever get farther in this career, is be able to lift other women up and be like, hey, you're funny. The one thing that I will not do, and it's really hard, is I'm not going to pull somebody along that's not meant to be on the stage.
Yeah.
That's not funny. But then again, like we've talked about, there's different senses of humor, but you do see some people out there like, no, none of it's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, not saying that it can't get better, and I'm not saying I'm all that hilarious myself, but not saying that you can't improve as you go as any job or any hobby or career.
I think a lot of times it boils down to, some people, they think they're funny and they think they can do comedy, and they don't want to put any work into it. They don't want to grow. They don't want to adapt or try to be better. I mean, I've personally, not on the comedy aspect, but doing podcasting, I've had people on this network that I've had to make the tough decision. As much as I like them, like, it's not working out because you're not doing anything. You're just you're not growing. You're not adapting. You're not getting better, and it sucks. But I mean, if you're going to do it and do it right at the end of the day. Right. So I totally understand that. That there are some very funny female comedians out there. I think one of the other big problems that they run into being a female comedian is some of them are definitely sexualized. Some of them jump into it, others not so much. But I think that might be another fear that just some other friends of mine that are female comedians, they're like, I'm not, or musicians even, like, this is who I am. I'm not a sex symbol or something like that. I want people to like me for my craft, my art, what I do. So you unfortunately run into that.
Yeah. And what I've learned too is, like, people, it's different being funny with your friends as it is to be up on a stage. And a lot of people will be like, oh, you're funny, you should do stand-up. People have told me that for a long time. And then I was like, no, I'm not good enough. I can't do stand-up. And I'm like, well, then I tried it, and I thought, well, people really liked it, and they laughed, and they thought it was funny, and I'm going to keep going. But I think you have to have some natural ability, and it's a craft, and you have to marry the two together. You have to have the natural ability, and you have to perfect and learn the craft. The craft part is what you can always continue to improve in.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm funny. But I ain't get them on a stage and telling no jokes because I ain't
Yeah.
that kind of funny. Like I know my role. My role is right here, and my role is to pay the money and come see people like you, and you can make me laugh. Me, it's like I'm
Right.
not going on stage. I know that I don't prepare anything. I'm not going to write anything down. I'll do my homework for a guest, just enough homework so I know, because part of doing these shows is getting to know you along with the audience. You know.
Right.
But yeah, like I've had people go, yeah, Glick, you should try. I actually, a very good friend of mine who was on this show, he's like, you should do it. I'm like, no, I have
Yeah.
no desire. I
And
don't
there's
want
a lot of people that are coming up, like you're like, I didn't realize how many comedians are out there and how competitive. It's so competitive. And I was talking to my friend who is the comedian that from New York, and he's like, there's a lot more comedians than when I started 20 some years ago.
Mhm.
And we were talking about, well, why that is. And I think it's because there's so many of these comedy classes in schools popping up that people are like, well, I'm going to try it. And they do. Either they stay in it, or there's a lot of comedians that step back and become producers too. They produce shows. And some people are better at producing than they are on the stage. I would probably not be a good producer. I mean, I'm fairly organized, but there's a lot of little details into producing a show.
Yeah, don't want to deal with all the
Yeah.
BS. Like, no, and I think that kind of leads me into where I want to go next with you. With social media, TikTok and stuff like that, you see so many people get a couple viral clips on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and then all of a sudden they think they're a stand-up comedian. But the crazy thing is that they're selling out these massive theaters or these comedy places, and they're. I mean, I'm not the expert. I'm not the end all be all. This is just my personal opinion. They're not funny on stage. Keep that back on your TikTok and your reels. That's where you're funny. You're not built to be on stage. But I think that's where you're also starting to see that influx of comedians as
True.
well.
That's true. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's right. And sometimes they might just have one thing, and then there's people that come out that do these characters. They dress up and then they act these little reels that they do, and they're hilarious. But can you do that on the stage? Will that work on a stage? So you have to think about all of it together. Like, will it all work out together on the stage? But I think about that, and social media is such a big part of it, and it's so much to keep up with. Like, I am not like, I'm so proud of myself. Well, I've got a pretty decent following on Facebook. I started my page in August, and I have like close to 660 followers on my page on Facebook. But then I started Instagram later because I didn't have Instagram. So I don't have near the followers that I have on Instagram. And then TikTok, I'm barely getting on there. Like, they're all different, and you have to learn how to do all of them differently.
Yeah, it's unfortunately in the entertainment world, no matter what you're doing, whether it's comedy, music, podcasting, whatever, it's a necessary evil. I personally am not a fan of it, but I realize how important it is for what I do here, what you do, and then sometimes I forget about it, and I'm like, oh, I have all these shows saved where I want to get clips from them, and I'm not getting clips, or I get the clips and then I forget to put them up, and it's like,
right.
So it's like,
like when I get my husband right now, we've got to get a better camera, but his phone's pretty good, and I finally like, get close up enough that I can get a good clip, and he'll video me. And I've had a few good clips, because when you submit to comedy festivals, and I submitted to, and I didn't realize how that competitive that was either. So when I first got out, I said, okay, well, I'll go submit to some comedy festivals. Oh my gosh. I submitted to one out in California. Dumb. There was 700 and so many people that submitted, and they took 40 spots or something crazy. I'm like, well, that was a waste of my money. And so I've submitted to a couple, and it's competitive. It's hard to get into them.
I would never say it's a waste of your money, because you know the old saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
You know, it's one of those things, you never know when that show or when that spot or an appearance on the news or radio or some random guy in prison in Ohio's podcast, where the right eyes or ears are going to hear you and go, oh man, we want her. We want to get in contact and we want to fly her out to,
Leah, Morgan, honey, I can open for you. Here I am.
Yeah, right.
Right. I say, like, I will email theaters and just say, I have a show. It's called Fat Lives Matter. Like, I'd love to come to your theater. Like, I've done some of that, a little bit of it. What I realize is, like, if I get with another headliner who's got more experience, like, let him maybe try to, or her, take care of that. But you don't get what you don't ask for. So why not just ask?
We have a very beautiful historical theater right here in Newark, Ohio, where I live. It's called the Midland Theater.
Okay.
It's a few hundred people if you ever want to come to Ohio.
Oh, I would love to say, I'm really good in theaters like 400 and under right now. Right. And I think the title of my people don't really know me yet. Maybe they don't know me yet, but if I get, I've been watching my phone, and since I've been on here, I've been getting followers.
Nice.
So I'm sure it's probably people that are out there listening, like, okay, let me look her up. So yeah, I would like to get, like, I think the show, the title itself sells some tickets. There's a couple things you have to do to make it in comedy. You have to get the laughs, and you have to get the butts in the seats.
Yes.
You can sell tickets. But so people, every time I say I have a show called Fat Lives Matter, they're like, where is it?
Yeah.
I'm like, trying to get it out there more, but Fat Lives Matter does sell some tickets. So
it grabs people's attention. It gets their little antennas up, and it perks their curiosity. What is this? I try to do stuff like that all the time. But you unfortunately, that's the world we live in. A lot of people have that 15 to 30 second, window that you got to grab them. And with a catchy name for a show or something like that, they're like, I'll probably check that out.
They're like, Susan, you're so smart that you market it like this. Like, I'm like, I didn't know that I was being smart. This is me sitting around the pool with all my girlfriends saying, girls coming in there in my hot pink bathing suit. Hey, girls, I don't care if Fat Lives Matter. Like, I've been saying stuff like that for a long time. And things like, if you can't lose it, you just use it. It's all the things I've always said, And it's like, okay, well, I want to do Fat Lives Matter in a show. And then I've got other ideas for shows, but let's get some shirts that people can wear. And so, like, at my shirt, if the big theater shows, people will buy the shirts, and I have a big sign up, and that's funny. I make fun of that because my husband bought me this big, when you go to see like a really famous person, and in the lobby they have the big banner.
Oh yeah.
Well, so one day I was here and I was getting ready for a show that night. He's like, hey, Susan, come here. I want to show you something. I was like, what? And I came downstairs and he had the big banner picture, and I call it the supersized Susan. I'm like, why did you do that? I'm like, what woman in her 50s wants to see herself magnified? Not me. And I'm like, I know you love big girls, but this is ridiculous. Why did you go and make me bigger than I already am?
But does it work? Does it draw people into the merch table?
At our merch table, but I have to be careful. You can only put it up if you have to ask if you can put it up. So at the big theater show that I did here, everybody knew me. And so I made fun of Supersize Susan. I wanted to put her up on the stage and like talk to her and say, you understand what I'm talking about? Like, you get me, Susan? Like, but my husband's like, that's too hard to move up there. I'm like, okay. He's better in the background. He's better with you just bossing him around And I refer to in Fat Lives Matter, like one of my idols is Miss Piggy. I mean, she could just boss Kermie around. That's what his job is, for me to boss him around.
Nice.
But I can karate chop him across the theater.
That's awesome. Hey, as long as he knows his role and he's supportive, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
He loves
Anything-
it. I do say in the show, I say, y'all may be thinking what I did for a while, that Kermie, he's just in it for the bacon.
Nice.
But yeah. So I do some Miss Piggy references here and there because I say I look a little like Miss Piggy. So, but, yeah. So anyway, if he just needs to stay off the stage so I can tell him what I need him to do.
Yeah, exactly. You stay back there. Don't think that you can do comedy.
Sell my shirts, promote me out there, and I'll do my job up there, okay?
Yeah, that might pan out for him one day. You make it big. Yeah.
He says it's his retirement plan, and it's his fault because he won't pay for new boobs or the beach house. I mean, it's his fault.
Now, you'll get big and famous and you can just buy that stuff for yourself. And he becomes the trophy husband.
Yes. No, then he will be the participation trophy.
Yeah. I think he's a lot smarter than you give him credit for. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he is smart, but
He's like, I'll have a boat. We'll live on the ocean. Yeah, she'll go make the funnies, and
that's fine to me.
Yeah, no, I dig it. So, do you got anything coming up here soon? Anything you're going to be doing that you want to promote and get out there or anything?
Oh, the Funny Bone show. I'm excited about doing that. April 15th, tax day. It's in Richmond, Virginia, which is about an hour and a half from me. What else do I have coming up? I have a Mother's Day show at a church in May. I have some assisted living home things, senior communities I'm doing. I have some private parties this spring, but I am hopefully waiting. I've got a lot of feelers out there of a lot of things I'm working on. I know I'll have a theater show in August. I just can't give the details yet because we're still in the contract phase of that. So yeah, I've got some things coming out hopefully, but I keep my schedule really updated as soon as I get something. I've got a great web designer and he will if anybody needs a web designer, he will do it virtually and he's in Virginia, but his company's called Mosaic Ridge and he's been my website. If you look at it, he made me look way better than I am. So great guy. Love him. So yeah. And we'll just see what God brings me, like I say.
No, that's and like you said earlier, that Funny Bone, no matter the fact that you're getting to perform there, that is a nice little check mark on your resume.
That is. That really is. And it's so hard to get into comedy clubs. Comedy clubs are really tough, I guess, because there's so many comedians, and I will just dead email these people and say, like, here's my website. I'll do a guest spot if it's close. There's some people don't ever get back to you. I really appreciate the people that even take the time they'll say, hey, I'm full right now. I've got my schedule up to. So I'm going out to Indiana in June to a Christian comedian conference out there. So I emailed a couple comedy clubs on the way and said, hey, I'm going to be out your way. There was one in Ohio, actually, Go Bananas or Gone Bananas. Is that familiar to you?
What does that
Gone
sound?
Bananas.
I'm going to look that up.
They got back to me and said, hey, I'm full, but if you come and tell me when you're coming, I will work you in, which I thought that was really nice.
Oh, yeah, it's down in Cincinnati. Okay.
So there's one that said, and then in Michigan, the Underground Laugh Lounge, said that there's somebody I know from the Clean Comedy Collective that will be there when I'm out and when I'm finished up in Indiana. And they're like, well, you can come do a guest spot. So I may stay out there for a little bit longer and try to get into that comedy club, just, you know, for exposure and to get myself out there, because you never know, like one show, one spot can lead to something else.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. You never, you know, you don't want to miss an opportunity, because you never know who could be there. You know, there could be somebody there recording it, and they are friends with, you know, some big name, and they're just like, hey, you know, this lady's hilarious. Next thing you know, you're getting a phone call and you're opening up for, you know, Kreischer or something, you know, Kreischer or Jeff Dunham or something like that. Like,
Right.
oh.
You don't know. And well, and with God, all things are possible. And I believe that he's definitely put me, the things that have happened to me are not accidental, that I've come out. I mean, like, you don't come out and in like a couple weeks get a theater show like I got. That's not an accident. So I had a really cool thing happen to me when I was at the beach. I was 6 hours away from home. We went shopping one day. I was in the dressing room talking to this lady who had gastric bypass, and she was complaining about how she gained some of the weight back and stuff. And I told her a little bit about my show, and I left and I couldn't find what I wanted. But then I went back into the dressing room. She was still in there, and I was telling her some of the things, like the bra joke, how your bra was going to be your doggy bag when you went out to eat. So she was laughing with me. And then they left the dressing room, and I didn't know anybody else was in there. And this lady tapped on my door. I peeked out about it, half dressed. And I was like, she's like, hey, I know who you are. A friend of mine sent me your clip, and I've been following you on your Facebook page and on Instagram. I'm like, what? And that was so cool. And I was like, that's how people get famous, right? They just, people start sharing.
A friend of a friend was on about him, or share.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's awesome. You know, outside of your hometown and where you're at, you know, getting recognized, like, what is that like? That's got to be a crazy feeling, especially being so
surreal. Like, you're like deja vu. Like, am I in a dream? Like, no way. Like, somebody really knew who I was. No way. You know, that's the first time it's really happened to me, because I am so new. Like, you know, I'm not going to be at an airport and somebody like, oh, that's Susan Horne. She does comedy. You know, not there yet, but maybe one day I will.
I still get, I mean, it hasn't happened a lot, but it's happened a couple of times just here locally. If somebody will recognize me, I'm like, oh wow, people are really watching what I do here. Like, and it's always you sound or you look like, they don't know it's me. You look like a guy from a podcast I watch on YouTube. Oh really? What's it called? That's a handsome guy, isn't he? You know? But no, that's going to be like, kind of a.
There's so many people out there that are not friendly. Like, you're super friendly and like you're really personable. You've got the personality to do this, and I think that shines through. And I think, you know, people know, like you said, people know authentic, genuine people, and that's the main thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's I tell people all the time, and I believe that you're the same way. What you see here is what you're going to get in real life. I am full of ADHD. Like, you know, I get hyper for no reason sometimes, and then I have a ton of squirrel moments. You know,
I know.
And yeah, you know what you see on here is what you're getting
during the day, and I think I can't wait to go to bed. And then I'm laying there, like, and then I get this burst of energy. I'm like, where did that come from? Yeah. I need to get sleep. I think that's an ADHD thing too, don't you?
Yeah, I think it is. Well, my poor girlfriend's seen it all the time, because like the idea to start 2 new shows, and then that turned into a 3rd show because her and I do a show together, and I just got locked in because one side of my brain is usually calm, cool, and collected. The other one, 100 miles an hour in 70 different directions,
Yeah.
24/7. And it's just like, I get an idea and I run with it. And sometimes they work. And sometimes it's like, ooh, what was I thinking? Why didn't somebody stop me?
Well, and two, I think we're like that. We're programmed like that now because of our phones and all the instant gratification we get. And we're constantly looking at 3 different social media sites, right? Like, let me go from Instagram to Facebook to, we do it to ourselves. And sometimes you just got to disconnect from it all.
You said there's no stopping me. And the sad part about it is I really neglect social media unless I'm looking for guests. I'm like, oh, I should really post something on here while I'm here talking to people, and then I forget because I start talking to 16 different people at once. That's just probably just a few months ago, I realized that I can use my calendar on my phone so I can keep this stuff. And I was like,
I feel so new age, so with it. I put all my stuff in my phone. If it's not in my phone, I don't know about it. Forget it.
Yeah, my calendar, now that I've learned how to use it, has become much like ChatGPT, one of my new best friends, because it's just like I can't keep track of anything.
It's a blessing and a curse. I mean, if I had ChatGPT, I'd have never had to get married or anything. I would just feel like somebody to talk to.
This is the best relationship ever.
I know. There's a movie.
Always tells me I'm pretty. If I'm hungry, suggest all the best food.
You know, I had the Weight Watcher app on my phone. I'm like, I'm just going to stop paying for that because I'll just tell ChatGPT what I've eaten. And she's like, oh, you're almost there. You did so good. If you'd have just not eaten that 1/3 cup of brown rice and 2 Thin Mint cookies today, I'm like, who knew you couldn't eat brown rice and Thin Mint cookies on the same day? But she's very encouraging. Weight Watcher app does not encourage me like that.
Yeah.
Like, so close.
Nice try. You're still fat. Like, damn.
You're really going to look like that picture I sent you soon.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. No, I am so happy that we met. I don't want too much longer. But you are absolutely hysterical. I always get worried. I always get nervous with guests because I don't know how the show is going to go. And I'm looking forward to you getting out on the road and getting more shows. And if you get close,
I'm ever close enough. I will.
I was going to say, yeah, you got a fan over here. I was like, I think we'll.
What will she say her name so she can look me up on Facebook? Susan Horne Comedy.
Yep, she's got it right there. Kayla in the chat. She's got your Susan Horne Comedy right there. .com.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
She's already followed you.
I'm on Instagram and Facebook too. So that's great. I would love to. Hey, if you know anybody that will put me in that nice theater out there, go talk to them. I've got a headliner too. I don't know if he's been to that theater. What's the name of the theater out there?
It's called Midland Theater.
Midland.
Yep, it's in Newark. How do you spell Tony's last name?
It's Deyo, Deyo. He's a great guy. Great guy.
I know a Deyo. That's why that sounded familiar.
Do you know who he is?
I don't think I know him. I have a very good friend of mine that lives down in Tampa. He's a Deyo.
Tony just not too long ago did a podcast with Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, nice.
He's been, so this is a really cool, like I said, Tony's such a cool guy. He's been so nice. And so I've been so appreciative of him. Like, he didn't have to help me out. He didn't have to help me get started. But so he goes out every winter with Chevy Chase and does the tour, like the National Lampoon's Vacation Christmas movie.
Nice.
Show it in theaters. And then after the showing of the movie, Chevy comes out with his wife and Tony is their moderator. And Tony asked him the questions from the audience and everything. So we were actually doing our Christmas the Sunday after Christmas this year and I was opening my presents, and I got a text from Tony. We got tickets to the Richmond show. It had been canceled because Chevy had pneumonia, but they bumped it back till after Christmas. He said, "Hey, Susan, when you come to the show, go by will call. I've got backstage passes for you."
Oh,
So
nice.
he got to come backstage and take a picture with Chevy Chase. So how cool did that look on my comedy page?
Yeah, right. Throw that up there. Another resume boost. What's going on, Stan? Hey.
Here he goes out with Chevy Chase. So
that's awesome.
he was actually in the documentary they did on CNN documentary, did a Chevy Chase documentary. Did you see that by chance?
I haven't watched it yet, but I heard about it. One of the radio stations that I listened to, they were talking about it and said they did a really good job with it.
Yes. And Tony was in that he's in there for a minute or two.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
He's been doing it. He's been doing a lot of things for a while.
Yeah, for sure. He's a good guy. Look him up. And Adam Minnick, like I said, he's in your area too.
Yeah, I wrote both of there, and I'm writing Adam's name down. I'm looking both of those guys up. I will definitely reach out to them as well and see about having them on the show. I'll name drop you. There you go. Now you're getting name dropped. Now you're like a big time.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate this so much, and I wish your podcast the best. And when right before I open for Leanne Morgan, I will come back.
Yeah, there you go.
I open and tell you how that experience was.
Absolutely. I will say you are welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Anything we can do to help promote shows, or if you got you send me a clip and say, "Hey, will you share that for me?" Well, absolutely do that. I love it's part of the thing with doing these shows. I want to help where we can help and get you guys out there as much as we can as well. And I didn't even get to finish the statement. I have a 3-hour rule, which I think is going to get bumped to 4 hours. If any of my former guests are within that 3 to 4 hour window, we take a road trip. And I didn't even get to say that I would like to see you. And Kayla was over there going, yeah, I like her.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means so much. Being new, you think, should I still, like I said, I question myself, like, should I be out there doing this? But one of my friends says, Susan, you're the funniest person in the room. Keep doing it. So, okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm looking forward to watching your journey and watching you grow. And, anything we can do in that process, feel free to let us know. And we absolutely will.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. This is fun. I said, how could we do 2 hours? But we did it.
I told you. I'm very good at what I do. I don't like to brag or anything.
And I will say that I could talk the wallpaper down off the wall. I can talk.
Yeah, you and I both. I think if we get in the same room together, we might be in trouble.
I know. Well, that might give me some more material.
Yeah, there we go.
If you think of a guy shirt for me, a lot of guys are like, you got to get a guy's shirt to put in your line of shirts. So
you're gonna have one made up.
I love a thick chick or something. She got one.
Kayla said you'll have one by tomorrow.
Okay. That's great.
I'll rock the hot pink Fat Lives Matter. I don't care.
One of my friends' boyfriends, he comes and to all my theater shows he'll sit right on the front row in his hot pink tennis shoes. I see him right there. And he wants a hot pink Susan Horne comedy because I have just plain shirts that say Susan Horne comedy, and he ordered a sweatshirt to wear. So I thought that was. He keeps telling me he's got a friend that's in comedy in Tampa, and I was like, okay, well, hook me up. I'll do it. So.
I'm gonna send my buddy your information. He's down in Tampa.
Great.
And even worst case scenario, maybe he can link you up with some other comedian. There's a lady that I got to reach out to. Maybe we can get you down into the Florida area.
Oh, anywhere I can be near a beach and I can justify being on the beach, I will be there.
Just tell your husband, honey, I have shows and they're going to pay me.
And he's like, Susan, if they only pay you $50, that doesn't count.
I'm getting paid though. I'm a professional comedian. I am a paid,
Right.
and I'm working. Take time off. I have a real job.
Conception that comedians make a lot of money. Until you break it big, you really don't. So
No, that's what I joke around. My goal is I would love to quit my 9-to-5 job and do this full time and make enough money. But I've been doing it now I'll say I've been doing it the last 2 years and trying to not just be a bonehead on the internet, but I've been doing it for over a decade now. Most of that time is just
it's so professional. I really didn't know you were in jail, and it looks great.
We got a lot of amenities here in this jail.
Your girlfriend gets conjugal visits every day.
Yeah, she gets to come and hang out. I traded my cellmate in for her. They're like, "Can she come and hang out?" Like, yeah, whatever. Do whatever you want.
That can be your joke. One of my guests thought I was in jail.
Yeah, right.
I was like, "Are you in jail?"
Yeah, I promise I'm not. I can wave my camera around. This would be a really fancy cell, though. No.
Okay.
What's that?
I said, thank you so much.
No, thank you. I really do appreciate this. Being kind of in the same boat, being new and trying to find my lane, which apparently I'm in a lot of lanes, but I love it. And you guys give me an opportunity just as much as you think I'm giving y'all an opportunity. I mean,
well, thank you. I'll send you some more comedian names of people, my friend in New York, and some people that might love to be on the podcast. And I'll, if you have a link, I can share what we did today.
Oh yeah, I can absolutely send you the.
You'll have it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it'll be on our YouTube channel, and I have all the shows separated into playlists. Okay. So they're super easy to find. I can also, once I get it up onto Spotify, I can send you the Spotify link as well.
Okay, so great.
That'll be up there hopefully by tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow or Friday? Those are the 2 days of the week I'm not doing a show, and then I'm doing show-related work. So
great. Thank you so much. This was fun. I enjoyed it.
I had an absolute blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Nice to meet y'all, and see you. If I come up there, I promise I'll message you.
Yeah, if you get it anywhere in Ohio, let me know and we'll come see you. Because we're right in the middle of Ohio, so everything is 2 hours for me. It don't matter which direction I go.
Well, we might stop up there in June and maybe we can have dinner together or something. So
cool. Yeah, that would be nice. That'd be awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great night. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Miss Susan Horne. You got her webpage right there, SusanHorneComedy.com. Give her a follow, give her a like, give her a share. She was awesome. Man, I'm having way too much fun doing these shows, the different interviews, getting to play in different avenues of entertainment. And the comedy one is awesome, because you never know what you're going to get with a comedian or anybody in that matter. But I'm having a lot of fun doing these guys. I hope you guys are enjoying them. I hope you guys are enjoying the guests so far. I know you guys love the music show. I will say last night, unfortunately, a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a hang up. Shout out to Zay Grassley and his family. Hope all is well. There was an emergency. So he didn't just stand me up. Hope all is well. Sending good vibes and good thoughts and all that good stuff to you guys. And we will be rescheduling. Zay will be back. I promise you guys. We'll get Zay on. But shout out to Susan. Make sure you guys are giving her a follow. Check out her comedy. She's got stuff on YouTube. She's got stuff on her Facebook page. And, keep an eye on her schedule. She may be very soon coming to a town near you. Go check her out. Enjoy the layouts. But with that being said, Wally, what are you doing tomorrow night, man? Appreciate you. Chatter's Box, you guys were awesome. Appreciate you guys as always. I know this was a little bit different. We behaved ourselves tonight, but that's okay. Sometimes we can grow up and behave ourselves. It's not hard for me to do. It's hard for you guys to do sometimes, but cold-blooded conversations tomorrow night, talking the animals, the dinosaurs, and the other critters with him and with Wally and Johnny Bounds. And then Friday, you got anything Friday? What are you doing Friday? Anything? Look, I'm the boss around here, and I have no idea what my minions are doing. So yeah, tune in tomorrow night for Cold-Blooded Conversations. I will be working behind the scenes, getting shows up for this week. And oh, nice! Wally's Motorsports is Friday night. Wally and the guys in the garage talking shop. All you gearheads and garage monkeys and stuff like that, get in there and talk to the guys, man. You guys tried talking cars with me a couple Saturdays ago, and I'm not that guy. That guy's Wally. And then, of course, Saturday, Cash's Corner will be back. We'll be talking wrestling. WrestleMania is right around the corner. Then Saturday night, Nonsensical Nonsense. You guys know the drill. It's Saturday night. We kick the doors open. And I've been kicking them open early because why not? And we just hang out and shoot the shit and have a good time and have fun. And then I think this Sunday, maybe Rick and I will be back for Unnecessary Roughness. We've been gone the last couple weeks, but March Madness is kicking off. Hockey's doing their thing, and there's been a lot of off-season shit going on in the NFL and whatnot. So I'm sure we'll be talking about some stuff. Last Sunday, there was no Beyond the Veil. Unfortunately, we were living in the Stone Age and had no interwebs for like 4 days and didn't have power for a day. So we couldn't do our homework and our research. So hopefully not this Sunday, but next Sunday, unless we decide to do it this Sunday, but hopefully next Sunday we'll be back. We're not doing it this Sunday. Oh, we won't be here next Sunday. I'm lying. It'll be a while before Beyond the Veil comes back. Never mind. I forgot. Well, I only got to do 3 shows next week. Suck it. Wally's got to do all the shows. I have not, dude. I've been so busy and then didn't have any interwebs. Let me check. I may try to reach out to him tomorrow and see if he might be possibly available Saturday. Now, I'll have to try to remember that and do it tomorrow. Unfortunately, busy. But yeah, so anywho's, check out the shows. Monday, I'm sure Wally has a guest. I don't know what Wally's schedule's like. Monday, I got a guest. Who is coming up Monday? Monday, I got Chandler Allgood. He's a young cat just getting into acting. Does some independent stuff. And then Tuesday next week, hopefully, I'm going to reach out to him. Brooks Herring will be coming back on a reschedule. And then next Wednesday, I have Chad Smith coming on the show. And then I'm gone for a week because we leave for Florida next Friday. So, yeah. Wally's going to be running the network. So, Monday, I will. Monday, Talon will be on the show. Okay, cool. Talon will be on the show Monday. There you go. So you got back-to-back shows on Monday with Chandler, all good on Glicks Drive-In, and Talon on Speedway Stories. Oh, Lord. What's going on, Chris Technician? You're late. But anyways, huge shout out and a huge thank you to Miss Susan. She was awesome. She was fucking hysterical. Sorry. I did a good job of being clean. Wish her nothing but the best, and hopefully we'll be seeing her on theater signs all over the place here before long. That being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You and Rocky will hold it down. I'll be gone for 2 Saturdays, so you guys can captain the ship. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bio.link/Nonsensical Network. It's got all of our links there. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. One or two new videos on TikTok. And then if Wally would send me stuff, I could put stuff up for his shows to promote his guests, but Wally don't ever send me nothing. But yeah, check out the Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and then listen to us on those podcasting platforms, wherever you guys listen to podcasts out. And I'll say it again, man, I'm going to keep saying it until we get knocked out. Shout out to everybody listening here in Ohio. Who knew? Since July, we're still in the top 10. I think last I looked, I think we're sitting at 6th out of the top 100 podcasts in all of Ohio. It's pretty fucking dope. So I'll see you guys this weekend. Wally's going to be in charge the next 2 nights. Don't blame me. I can't. I have no control over him. He's like a chihuahua. He just does what he wants when he wants. So we are going to wrap up the show with a little Zay Grassley, one of his new songs, Whiskey and Wi-Fi. Digging this song. So I will see y'all when I see y'all. Be good or be good at it, baby. Stay in the studio.
Whiskey and Wi-Fi, that's how I survive. Working these late nights, just trying to stay alive. Dreams in my notebook, prayers in the sky. Hustle through the pain with a log in mind. Got a cracked screen phone and the bottle half full, but the Wi-Fi strong, so the hustle still pull. I'm a Carolina boy with a back row soul. Put the pain in the mic, let the real unfold. I'm posting content like I'm working the fields. Sun go down, but the grind don't yield. Mud on my boots, but the vision so clear. I'm a hood Billy, baby, ain't no fear around here. Tryna turn this trailer to $1 million spot. Upload after upload to the whole worldwide. Sip of that whiskey when the pressure get hot, but the Wi-Fi stay connected, and so do my shot. So do my shot. So do my shot. Yeah. Whiskey and Wi-Fi is how I survive. Working these late nights, just trying to stay alive. Dreams in my notebook, prayers in the sky. Hustle through the pain with a log in mind. I done slept in cars in a cold night's bike, trying to edit on a hot spot under one porch light. Broke as hell, but my dreams stay bright. Had to fight my demons every long damn night. Wasn't nobody with me when my world fell flat. Had to learn to bounce back with nothing but rap. Country boy bones with a hood boy tech. And the Wi-Fi slow, but I still upload that. Bottle on the counter got me dealing with pain. Trying to post on the drama like a runaway train. But the signal in my chest never lost that flame. Whiskey and Wi-Fi, that's how I remain. Ooh. 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 Whiskey and Wi-Fi, that's how I survive. Working these late nights, just trying to stay alive. Dreams in my notebook, prayers in the sky. Hustle through the pain with a log in mind.